Might as well sit down. Plenty of room on the bench.
Oh, thanks. Thanks very much. I don't mind standing. It'll only be for a minute or two.
You're not expecting to meet a woman then, are you?
As a matter of fact, I am.
You are an optimist.
Pardon me?
I merely remarked the fact that you are an optimist.
I'm afraid I don't understand.
No, but you will. When you're 1 or 2 minutes, I turn into 1 or 2 hours. I see you don't know very much about the feminine sex.
Perhaps not, but it strikes me that your remarks are rather personal.
The only remarks worth making are personal.
5 minutes past. Yes, quite right. I'm sorry, I was thinking of something else.
So I perceive. She's already 5 minutes late.
How did you know?
Experience. Romance is like history. It repeats itself. Besides, I'm in the same boat with you. My appointment was also for 5 minutes ago. The only difference is that I'm not worrying about it and you are.
You know, I think I will sit down. It's a devil of a bore standing first on one foot and then on the other.
Have a cigar?
No thanks.
Wonderful flowers. Carnations, aren't they? Wonderful fragrance they have, too. I'm very fond of them. I see your taste moves in the same direction.
Yes, fine flower. But, well, I wonder if you would mind putting yours out of sight for a few moments. Just to be a good sport, if you could hide yours, I'd be very grateful.
No, I'd like nothing better than to do you a favor, Mr.
Smith.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. That's strange, very strange.
What's strange, the name of Smith?
Yes, strange that you should have it, and that's my name, too.
Oh, is your name Smith, too? Well, I suppose there are a lot of us in the world. A lot of us Smiths, I mean. So I don't see why such a coincidence...
Of course not. Only I was thinking of our Carnations.
I'm afraid I don't understand.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but 2 Smiths meeting in the same spot in the same hour, both wearing red carnations. You must confess, it's a bit...
So it is. But I wish you could move to another spot, or at least take that flower out of your coat belt. It isn't absolutely necessary for you to wear it, is it?
But it is. You're going to cause me all sorts of trouble if you don't move or change your name or at least throw away your red carnation.
I should do nothing of the kind. My God, man, I can't. She doesn't know who I am. Well, that is, she doesn't know what I look like. That's why she asked me to wear the red carnation.
But that is exactly my predicament. The woman I am to meet is not me by sight either. That's why she asked me to wear a red carnation.
What beastly coincidence. Well, it may not matter. One of them will arrive before the other one does. And if you should recognize her as your, friend, then you can speak up and get out of the way. If mine should arrive first, I should do the same.
You know your, friend when you see her, do you?
Why, well, yes. That is, her eyes.
Her eyes? Good heavens.
Well, you must understand that when a woman is in costume and wears a mask.
In costume and masked?
Well, certainly. Why not? I met her at a costume ball. There's nothing unusual about that, is there?
This is uncanny. Positively uncanny.
What's the matter?
Nothing. I won't believe it's impossible.
What's impossible?
Nothing is impossible. Is she...
I think so, but confound it, I couldn't see her eyes.
But I'm certain she's my friend.
What? You are?
And the way she holds her head.
I'm sure I recognize her as my friend. Only I could get a glimpse of her eyes.
There's only one way to settle the matter as I see it. Call her by name. I suggest you try first.
I can't. I don't know her name.
You mean you don't know the name of the woman you were to meet here?
Well, she would tell me what it was. You'll have to go and see if she belongs to you.
I must confess, this grows more and more unbelievable. The truth of the matter is, I don't know the name of the woman I was to meet.
This is awful. Look here. You can't stand around all day debating the question. One of us must go and break the ice. If he should make a mistake, he can retire and give the right one a chance.
A very good solution. You, having suggested the plan, should have the privilege of trying it out.
All right. Do some I say to her.
Ask her if you're the one she intended to meet here.
What if she doesn't know?
What?
What if she doesn't know if I was the one she was intending to meet?
That's her worry, not yours. Go on.
What if she makes a mistake?
Oh, Lord, are you going or aren't you?
I'm going. pardon, but are you, well, that is to say, am I, what I mean is, I was expecting to meet someone here, and I was wondering,
Yes, I noticed you were wondering.
I mean, both of us wearing red carnations and being here at the same spot at the same time and all, well,
Yes, I noticed both of you were wearing red carnations. I think they are quite becoming.
well, thanks very much, but that's not exactly the point.
No, I suppose it isn't.
It's awfully difficult to explain.
Yes, isn't it?
But maybe, if you are the one that I was to meet here, then you would understand. Do you?
I'm afraid I don't.
Oh, well, maybe you aren't the one.
The one what?
The one which I was intending to meet. Are you?
Why, I'm sure I don't know.
But you were expecting to meet someone?
Oh, yes.
Oh, well, that helps some. And would you know him if you saw him?
I'm afraid not. That's why I asked him to wear the red carnation.
Oh, well, that much is settled, but of course, he is wearing a red carnation too.
Yes, that does make it rather complicated, doesn't it?
Rather. So we must think of some way to identify him.
Identify which? You or him?
Me. No, not necessarily. That is, the one which you were intending to meet.
That's it. We must identify the one I was intending to meet.
Can't you think of some way?
I don't know. Oh, why didn't I think of that before? I can ask you your name.
Splendid. Go ahead and ask me.
Well, then is your name Smith?
Yes, it is.
So is mine.
Yes.
Oh,
You see, that's the trouble.
what? Is his name Smith too? Oh, good heavens.
That's the point. His name wasn't Smith, though. No trouble at all.
Well, how do you know you aren't the one to blame?
Exactly. If your name wasn't Smith, there'd be no trouble at all. I suggest you share the blame at least.
Well, I guess it's just a question of who's the original Smith.
What do you mean by the original Smith?
Well, from the standpoint of time, I am definitely the original Smith. I carried the name long before you were born.
But that has nothing to do with it. The original Smith, in this instance, is the one who had the appointment with Miss... I beg your pardon, but you never told me her name.
No, I didn't, did I? As a matter of fact, I'm not sure I told you anything. It might have been him that I talked with.
What? Where?
At the mass ball Friday night.
You were there too? This is unbearable.
Why shouldn't he have been there? He has as much right to be there as you have.
Exactly. Why should one Smith have preference over the other?
I'll go mad in a minute. Look here. There's some way for you to settle this. I refuse to stand around all day being made a fool of.
If you feel that way, then you should leave at once.
I shan't leave. Don't think you can get rid of me that easily. There's some way for you to solve this problem. If you talked with one of us last Friday, you must remember something that would tell you which one of us it was. We're nothing alike. Look at it. How can you confuse him with me?
But you forget that you were both in costume and masked.
Quite true. Costumes and masks make a very complete disguise.
But not all costumes are alike. I was dressed as a sheik.
So was I.
You were?
Of course. What's so remarkable about going to a fancy dress ball in a sheik's costume? As far as I know, no one has a patent on that idea.
As a matter of fact, I do remember seeing more than one sheik at that ball.
And I suppose you talked with every sheik you saw.
Well, naturally, I couldn't be sure. It'd be very easy to mistake one sheik for another.
And I suppose you told them all the same thing.
What do you mean?
Well, you told every sheik you saw to meet you here, today, in this corner of the park at 7 o'clock this evening, and to wear a red carnation on their holy hat.
I did no such thing. The idea. Ugh. He was one who asked me to meet him.
Of course I am the one that asked you to meet me here tonight.
But so did I.
You're both sure you asked me?
Certainly.
But how can you be? You could have asked some other girl.
Weren't you dressed as the Queen of Sheba?
Yes.
Of course she was. That's how she caught my eye.
And are you sure that you asked this Queen of Sheba to meet you here today?
Your mind grows clearer every minute.
told her you would wear a red carnation on your coat lapel?
That is my customary method of identifying myself.
Well, I'm sure that this is the Queen of Sheba that I talked with. I can tell by her eyes. I know those eyes anywhere. But it means she's made a fool of us both. For I certainly made the same proposals to her that you did, and she certainly accepted them.
Oh, dear. I'm sorry. I thought you two were the same man.
Well, she thought we were the same man.
The compliment was mutual at any rate.
Well, I'm sorry, but at the excitement of the music and the dancing, I must have... Well, I am sorry.
Oh, we realize that.
And you can see how easy it would be to make a mistake, since both of you have the last name Smith and were dressed like sheiks and are partial to red carnations.
Of course.
I guess the only question now is what to do about it.
Well, there's only one thing to do, isn't there? We must decide between us.
We might flip coins to see which mistakes.
No, I refuse to treat the matter in such a trivial way. If I leave, it will be at the request of the lady.
Well, that relieves us of responsibility. What does the lady say?
Oh, dear. I suppose I'm caught now. What should I do? Both of you are so attractive and so very honorable about all this. I've never met two more charming men. If I were to ask you to go, would you leave?
Yes, but I'd stick to my word, but I'd find you again sometime.
But how could you? You don't know my name, or where I live, or anything about me. And the next time I go to a mass ball, I might not be dressed as the Queen of Sheba.
Never mind. I'll find you. And when I do, I'll make sure there isn't another Smith around to interfere.
What an unkind remark.
But there always is when I am present. See, Smith is my last name, too.
What? It is?
Uh-huh. That's how I remembered your name so easily. And yours. One can always remember one's own name, even when it's attached to a stranger.
I quit. I'm through. I've been wasting my time with a pair of lunatics. Goodbye, Mr. Smith and Miss Smith.
No, you can't go! You mustn't desert us!
Goodbye.
Father, stop him, please!
What was that?
Father, don't stand there like a stick!
Really, my dear, I think I've done my part. If you'll excuse me, I think I'll just...
What's this all about? Who are you? And who's that man?
He is Mr. Smith, and I am Miss Smith.
He is your father?
Mm-hmm. Are you terribly angry? Will you forgive me? Please? Well, if you were my father, would you want me to meet strange men at the park at night without a chaperone? Even the Queen of Sheba must use discretion. It wasn't Father's sport to play his part so nicely. Just think, I planned the whole thing so it'd be most exciting. And it was exciting, wasn't it? Father, he kissed me!
Serves you right. Mr. Smith, will you accept the invitation to join the Smith residence for dinner tonight?
Delighted, Mr. Smith. Miss Smith, will you take my arm? Wait a second. You don't know a thing about me.
Son, I know enough about you to write your biography.
But how could you?
I've known your father, J. Rodney Smith, for 20 years. And even if I hadn't known him, I know you're a dead ringer for your dad.
Well, I'll be.
Yes, well, I'll be late for dinner. And I want to get home in time to serve the cocktails. Mr. Smith, I hope you drink.
Yes, indeed. All the Smiths do.
result, Duchess, I found that the most clearly indicated word, the most expressive, and if I dare say so, the most compact, was the word greetings.
Splendid. My dear grandson, even before you greet her, your grandmother wishes to offer you her love on the occasion of this new year. Since your mother died, Augustus, I have been the one who has loved you. You have a grandmother, you must profit by her counsel. Be brave and upright, like a true Brijnook. Love me, and do not be vexed with me if I only see you on special occasions. All my time is taken up with by the poor. Now come and kiss me and speak your word. Attention! My grandson is going to speak his word. Thanks.
Where's the child who's spoken your word? How will you say greetings to our Duchess now?
Augustus, you are a bungler. My dear friends, I am honored by your presence and kind wishes, but there are traditions from which a Brijnook does not depart. I must receive the felicitations of my children before those of my staff. A little patience. My grandson Augustus should not be long. What do you think he could be doing, Hector?
Perhaps he is repeating his word in front of the mirror.
Well, sir,
Duchess, Master Augustus requests the honor of representing his good wishes. Master Augustus will speak the word prosperity.
say your word, my dear. Do not distress yourself, Augustus. A grandmother is always patient.
The little devil must have let the word fly when he was putting his collar on this morning.
That indicates ignorance of my pupil, Baron. Master Augustus does not swear.
A word is not lost for no reason. Have you watched my grandson carefully this morning?
I have not left Master Augustus this morning, Duchess, except for when he was brushing his teeth, and I can swear at nothing.
You two are plotting together. You are hiding something from me, sir.
Someday, Duchess, heaven will be my witness that I did not think I was doing anything wrong by falling in with his proposals.
Proposals? What proposals?
Proposals that were veritable injunctions, Duchess.
What injunctions? Hector, can you make anything of what he is saying?
I'm torn between several interpretations, all equally stressing.
Sir, I call on you to explain yourself.
I shall, Duchess, as much to ease my conscience and as satisfy Master Augustus' desires. Master Augustus has asked me that I read you this paper. Grandmother, I'm passionately in love with a lady called Helen.
What? Go on.
I am passionately in love with a lady called Helen.
Be sure to omit any unseemly passages.
Duchess, I respectfully beg.
Beg to do nothing, sir, but go on.
With a lady called Helen, I intend to declare my love to her as soon as ever possible. Since my sad affliction will not allow me to say more than one word a day, I have decided that from today I shall refrain from speaking my daily word for the period of a month. My tutor and I are of the opinion, that is not so, Duchess, that 30 words would be long enough for the declaration. I come therefore, Grandmother, to say to you on this particular day, being unable to, prosperity.
Stop, sir. Such ingratitude revolts me. I refuse to hear any more, and I shall not be at the party this evening. Master Augustus, you are a scapegrace. What have you to say for yourself?
You know very well that he cannot speak to you, Duchess.
Sir, you are a fool.
Well done, you young devil. You're a true breed. When I was your age, I had a girl in the chorus.
You made me place in very uncomfortable parts, my dear pupil. Your whims will bring me to the grave. Master Augustus, I have been hard at work, believe me. I have not closed my eyes last night to put the finishing touches to this document. Besides, declaring one's love in 30 words is a very awkward business. Prepositions, articles, conjunctions are no doubt colorless words, but highly necessary for intelligibility. Here we are then. My dear lady, I am consumed by a fiercely burning love. May my sighs and tears melt your cruel beauty. A single gesture from you would heal all my wounds. Exactly 30 words. I should not mix myself up with this foolishness, but I too have loved, and this escapade brings sweet memories. The young lady should not be long now. Would you like me to stay to prompt you if necessary, or shall I go off?
I was one on the park bench. You asked me the way.